Today was one of those days where it felt like wishes fulfilled. And when I say that, I mean, so last night I slept in just a sleeping bag on a bench. And that's what I'm going to do tonight. But I didn't get to my locker in time. My locker has my tent and sleeping bag. Well, I just bought a $20 sleeping bag and did that instead. Now, I made it just fine. Woke up 6 a.m. and took the bus across, not that far, but to Walmart, and then got some kombucha and was going to go down to Gilroy. Instead, I have a serendipitous interaction. I'm looking left, and to the right of me is a friend of mine, more of an acquaintance, but was starting to enter friend territory, also from Michigan. I haven't seen him for a little while, and so I see him and go over, start talking to him. Like 17 hours later, 16, 17 hours later, somewhere in there. I don't know the exact time I got there. But all those hours later, might have been 17 and a half even. I don't know. It's just crazy. If the one time that I think was accurate. I didn't take the bus. I walked. So that took longer. So yeah, it probably was about 7. So roughly 17 hours. Anyway, that's not what's important. What's important is that it was a serendipitous interaction. You know, he pops up right to my right. I'm looking left, and I happen to look over. Hey. We start talking, and then just the whole day goes by. You know, I drank my kombucha. I drank some milk. I ended up throwing up because I've putting my body through this, but you know, stood out in the sun all day, basically dehydrating ourselves. He didn't drink at all. It was, anyway, it was a cooler day. It wasn't too bad, but that was just a point. So I've been wishing for and hoping for like a long conversation, and I'm like, I want to have a conversation that spans many hours, like a day. I wanted to like travel, explore, talk, walk. And instead we just kind of stood there. But, you know, I got that talk that I was looking for. And I don't know that like everything was touched on that I wanted that conversation to have, which in that many hours, how could it not? But the point was, it was just like, okay, there's this interaction and this experience that I wasn't expecting. I didn't know what I was going to do this morning, but then as soon as I made a plan, it was like working toward that plan smoothly. But, you know, I see this guy that plays music all the time, and he had his big speaker today. And so I'm like looking at that, and then I look to my right, and there were just so many things that I needed to hear today, that I've needed to hear, and and things that I've been thinking about, and I've even thought about him, like in a certain spot, and it's a very good possibility that he was at that spot, like around that time, and he was even having a shirt made, like at that spot around that time. So like, it's like we've just been barely crossing paths. And then here we do today on just it's like, his phone was dead all day. He just talks to me, it's like, oh well. And I feel like it was an unlock because, so money is a bit of an issue, right? It's like, I've got to be able to make X amount of money. And I put a number out there. And it's not enough to live here, not comfortably, but it's enough to be comfortable while being homeless. So and then I find out, oh yeah, I can do that with stickers in a couple hours a day. And there's actually more to it than just stickers. It's like an experience. But I believe this is going to be the unlock. We're about to make this happen. Really about to make it happen. I'm really excited. Like, so many things that have been going through my mind just got so much validation today. And it's like, I've wanted to have a longer conversation with him. And it's like, today we do have that conversation and talked about so many things. And it's like, I know so much about his life. And a lot of it was that. But there were so many, it was such a long period of time that there were so many nuggets sprinkled in there that were like, wish fulfilled, wish fulfilled, wish fulfilled, wish fulfilled. And so it's like, I've wanted to have a deeper conversation with someone. I didn't expect it. I thought, okay, maybe it'll be 8 hours and, we'll walk around the mall and walk around somewhere or whatever. And it was like a journey of standing still. But just the stories and both of us intertwining our own stories. I mean, he talked more than me for sure. But it was like, for some reason, I mean, he talks to people all day, but for some reason he felt the need to talk all like that. And I also, I'm a listener. I listen to a lot of people like that. I mean, it's not that this is that's unusual for me. It's semi-common for people to talk to me a lot. But it was that the interest intertwining, it was just all these little things intertwining, and that I've been like wanting this because I'm like, I'm just not having what I needed to happen. And it's like, here, this is where I need to be for investors. And hearing about his life and hearing about the timeline and like hearing things, it's just like mind blown, because it's all things that I've needed, and some of it I've known, some of it I've not necessarily known. Other things, it's like I haven't even just tried to learn about that stuff because I thought that it wasn't important, and now I'm like, yeah, this is all stuff that I need. I need this for very specific reasons, even though these little things don't seem like they're necessary. When I was growing up, it's like a lot of us don't know why we're taught things. We don't understand why things are the way they are. And then if we do, it makes a lot more sense. But if they, don't, and we can't make sense of it, then we're going to struggle. Like, why am I doing this? All right. The thing is, I need to raise a $25,000 seed and $1 million, like an angel check. I'm only taking accredited investors right now. $25K, and okay, then ultimately on $1 million, we've got to raise $1 million. I've got to get that $1 million and get to work. I've got to have quicker answers to questions. I'm gonna ask him to help me with some things so that we can spitball off of this. Like, hey, can you help me with this? I think I can. I think I can get him to help me. I think it's going to be mutually beneficial to both of us. I don't know. It brought a lot of interesting things to my mind today. And I'm excited to see where it takes me over the coming days.